But also you can thank Lauryn Hill for that one.
Yeah. One time.
I guess give the Fugees for that one.
2 times.
It's really just Lauryn Hill doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Does Praz do anything? Like
3 times.
I don't think Wyclef counts to 3. I think he's only got up to 2.
I think it's just
he's
2
only
times.
got to 2.
Yeah.
It's all since is tired. Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
Welcome. We are starting to thaw.
That's true. There's almost no whiteness in your yard.
For long. There is snow this Sunday allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Not like real boy snow that we saw.
No.
More importantly, there's no whiteness in my yard because I heater boxed it all out after my chili cook-off this past weekend.
Is that what happened?
I mean, yeah. I don't remember because Jameson, but I promise you those 8 chilies had something to say.
There's some good chilies.
Agreed. What did you vote for?
Number 8.
Number 8, which was the vegan option.
It was. That surprised me, but the maker of said chili said there were no habaneros in it, but I got a very habanero vibe from that one.
I'm blown away if Sarah said that because I think they grow hydroponic peppers at their house.
That's what they said. Yeah.
She like works in a kitchen for realsies. I would say she's a chef, but when you call someone who works in a kitchen under a real chef a chef, they actually get mad at you.
Right.
Whereas people who work at Subway would love to be called chef. She's not that.
First of all, they're sandwich artists.
I was a sandwich artist at Panera back in the day.
Nice.
Were you ever a sandwich artist?
I worked at a convenience store that had a deli, and I made sandwiches there.
You were artisanal.
I was artisanal.
You did your thing.
I did.
You wrapped deli meat once upon a time.
I did.
We used to do all sorts of things at the Panera.
Yeah. What are we talking about tonight?
I don't know. Probably music. There's a specific album.
There is. This is a music podcast.
First and foremost.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's Roberta Flack.
Roberta Flack's debut album.
First Take. 1969. Nice.
That is correct. Nice. This is album 451 on Rolling Stone magazine's 500 greatest albums of all time list.
Can we do some math real quick?
Let's do some math. So we started at 500. Should I just count down or should I just do the math?
No, I count enough during the day with my 3-year-old.
Okay, great. This is our 50th proper episode. Yes, this is actually episode 63 for us, but
congratulations to us. 50
real boys.
And boy, does it feel good. I'll tell you, 50 in, I feel like we're starting to see more and more artists, I've heard of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good for listener experience because I don't think everybody's so enlightened or esoteric that they like see a crazy album and like are like, I'm going to really throw an hour and a half into that with Dan and Carl of all people.
Yeah, but if you want to pick an esoteric album to lean into, you should check out our episode about Can.
Oh my gosh. Great episode. Awesome album.
Yeah, it is.
It's a trip.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if many people want to hear about Roberta Flack.
Yeah. Well-known name in our industry and for great reasons.
Yeah.
This is one of those names for me. I really only knew her from having to learn music that she was popular on to generally play at gala type functions and weddings.
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Like I wasn't casually like listening to her. There's not really a station on the radio in my car that you're going to catch her on. And I don't have any of her physical media that I know of, though there's probably a good chance somewhere in my massive vinyl collection I inherited one of her albums. And I'll tell you what, if I did, I hope it's this one.
Yeah, I'll start right out of the gate. This would be a fantastic album to listen to on vinyl.
Oh yeah, that's I think the first question you asked me tonight when we met up. You were like, "Did you listen to this on vinyl?"
Right.
And the answer is not yet.
Yeah.
But if I saw it in a store, I would buy it immediately.
Yeah.
Because I think the volume and the dynamic and I don't know, just her touch is so conducive to, good preamp sound.
Yep. I would agree.
Whatever the opposite of new age digital compression is, I want her in that.
Yeah. I would agree. So we're talking about Roberta Flack. This woman was born February 10th, 1937.
Hold on, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Let's go. I have a birthday buddy.
A birthday buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few years before you, like 2 or 3, she was born February 10th, 1937 in Black Mountain, North Carolina, and raised in Arlington, Virginia.
Really, really?
Really, really. She's a classically trained pianist who entered Howard University at the age of 15 on a full scholarship.
Way to go. HBCU, that's the home of them too. Howard's a big deal.
It is. And she originally aimed for a career in classical music, pivoted towards teaching based on certain racial things that were going on at the time. She taught music in Washington, D.C. public schools while performing evenings at local clubs. And we'll talk about some of those local clubs a little bit later. And she was discovered by jazz pianist Les McCann at a D.C. club. And we'll talk a little bit more about the importance of that meeting, but that helped secure her Atlantic Records audition.
She's a local girl, man.
She's a local girl.
Arlington, played there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. First Take is her debut album. She had no prior studio albums. She built a strong regional reputation through live performances in D.C. And she's known locally for reworking contemporary material, including pop and folk songs, into more restrained and piano-driven performances, which we'll talk about a lot of those. I find her, and I've heard references to this, and I couldn't really place it. And I think this is a great mashup if you want to know who she might sound like if you don't know who she sounds like. I'd say a mixture of Nina Simone.
Yep.
Meets Sarah Vaughan.
Okay.
With a little bit of Aretha thrown in there as seasoning.
Yes. So I couldn't help but get the Nina Simone kind of parallel.
Yeah.
She's lighter than Nina.
Yes.
Nina Simone there's a weight, and we've talked about this, to kind of just like everything she puts into every lyric. This so funny. Roberta's approach for me, and you're comparing, apples to, apples in the greatest way when you're talking about a lineup of insanely good singers you just named.
Yes.
Insanely good singers. But there's always this need to either mimic a style.
Yep.
And there's always this moment where you have the opportunity to break out of said style and define yourself. And that's in any craft, any art. And as a singer or a guitar player, female, male, it does not matter, right? Like,
yep.
And so there's what conventionality wants you to have. We spoke about a lot about this on Diana Ross's work.
Yeah, we did.
We spoke about a lot about this with Ronnie in the Phil Spector stuff. And so
or the Ronettes specifically.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'd hate to give him credit for something bigger.
Yeah.
But the end game is she really did a killer job on her freshman album of carving out her own space.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the songs were the vehicle for that. That sounds like a dumb thing to say, but what I mean is the diversity of the 8 songs on this album.
Mm-hmm.
she shows you she can kind of play in different areas.
Yep.
And that's not diversity a lot of the other singers I just mentioned have.
Right. And all songs in this are covers.
Believe it, yeah.
Yep. So she emerged, in the late 60s and sort of started bringing in this like sophisticated style of music, but came out through the whole civil rights movement. And there's some civil rightsy type songs on this.
Look further than the first song, yeah.
Yep. And I would say, so this album was recorded in 1969 at Atlantic Studios in New York City, produced by John Dorn, and reportedly recorded in about 10 hours. All in.
I mean, well, the takes are all obviously organic. There's no overdubbing going on here.
Right.
Of note.
Yep.
I guess in your research, did you stumble over any evidence that these could all potentially be first takes of the day?
I didn't get that, but
Okay.
there are some first type of musicians who are on this album.
Okay.
Most notably, at least for me, is Ron Carter on bass.
Yeah.
So-
Monster.
Monster. If you don't know Ron Carter, he's played with a couple of folks like Miles Davis and then sort of the second generation trio. I don't know how many recordings he played on. I know he played on a lot, but he played on one of my favorite live recordings, which is Live at the Plug Nickel. Fantastic thing. Ron Carter played with Chet Baker, George Benson, Paul Desmond, Gil Evans. Yeah.
The list goes on.
Oh yeah, that's just a short list of this of who he played with. And so that's who, just on her debut album, to be able to get that. It's kind of like when we talked about Linda Ronstadt, another person who does covers, who's able to like pull in some
some real muscle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has arguably, because you'll just get tired of me if I just talk about every song, one of the most important roles on this album. He's so actively setting the tone for every song here. The bass to me is my number one note.
It's fantastic.
Outside of Roberta, obviously.
Yeah.
She's something else, but his bass playing throughout the course of the album is just, I don't have anything to compare it to, because I would just simply compare it to him on all of the other stuff you've talked about.
Yeah.
It's like restraint and movement all at once.
Yeah. This album didn't initially chart significantly. It wasn't until later that it got certified gold. And there's a song on here that was really the thing that brings it up. And we can talk about that when we get to the breakdown.
But even that tune, I mean, there's nothing that screams hit in your face. This was not an album that was meant to make pop radio.
No, this is just a very thoughtful, just well-crafted piece of art.
Yeah. And I reckon it probably came out of because I don't think jazz charts in 69 were hitting that hard either.
Right.
But that's the school of thought behind all of this.
Yeah. And there's some interesting chord charts on this album, but the chord sophistication isn't very intense. Like, you're not going to get chords with like flat 13s and all that kind of stuff, like upper extensions, but there's definitely some interesting chords and some interesting harmony on this album.
It's an easy listen that takes patience versus being a chewy listen, but then you figure out the gimmick.
Right.
Because there's no gimmick on this album ever.
No. And some people could say that this really became a template for some of the adult contemporary stuff that came afterward.
I'd buy that.
And the crossover between there's blues on here, folk, gospel,
Sure.
sort of hybrid.
No, like I one of the notes I think I put in was like, I bet like Nora Jones pulled from this.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the way that she plays, she's not the most complicated and flashy keyboard player out there.
No.
She's also not the most complicated and flashy vocalist out there, but she has chops on both realms to the nines, right?
For sure. When she started with her classical stuff, because she was raised in the church, she was doing a lot of classical religious music. So, wow, I just lost all the classical. Yeah. Hallelujah, the Requiem. All these.
Sure.
Yeah. All these pieces.
But those aren't tropes that you're trying to flash
Right.
in a club.
No, but she has classical chops.
Yeah.
Which is,
It's obvious to me.
yeah. And then this actually became really just an arc to including some major duets that came on later with Donna Hathaway. She marked a transition from club performer to just really international recording artist. And
it does seem like she made that jump really fast.
yeah.
Like she was so elite and ground the circle so much in the DMV here. Mm-hmm. And you just jump. And you hook up with a name like Donny Hathaway, like you're gonna jump.
Yeah.
Like you just get pulled up.
Yeah.
And you don't have to leave if you're as nasty as she is.
Yeah. I think that's a good start.
Yeah. I very much look forward to diving in. One notable part about this album is it's only 8 songs. Mm-hmm. But they're thought out. I think the shortest song on the entire production is 4 and change.
Right.
A lot of 6-minute, a lot of taking your space type of. You get ballads, but in different ballad forms.
Yeah.
And so, don't write this off as a short album per se.
No.
But it's also not like the last time we did an 8-song album that was had 8-minute songs. It was Can.
Right.
That's a jam. This is a different direction.
This is a slow burn.
It is. It's incredibly slow burn to the point where I wasn't terribly patient on my first listen or two. I also really didn't like the media sources I was listening out of. And listen up, folks. This is important. It's not something that we talk about enough on this podcast, but it's something that Dan and I talk about behind the scenes every show. A lot of the devices that we listen through, we the common people listen through nowadays, are not tuned for music from 1969 or 1953 or 1978, which is going to be a lot of this. So please, if you're not feeling an album and you're listening along, which was me, my first listen of this album was cooking dinner, several days ago, probably like Thursday night last week, in my kitchen where I have a, very, very crappy $60 Alexa speaker.
You should say a Hey Alexa speaker to see if our listeners' Alexas will go off.
I like that. Hey Alexa, tell your turn on Backwards Beats podcast. Anyway, it was a really bad listening experience. I could have told you nothing about the subtlety of each song or the dynamic range because it's so compressed and so bricked. You have to think a lot of the devices we listen to today, your laptop speakers, your car speakers. Dan and I both drive Subarus, not known for good sound systems, unless you buy the Bose package type thing, right? But I had a really bad first listening experience on this and a really bad second because I went Alexa to Subaru. Mm-hmm. The first time I put in my Apple AirPods, I went, oh. When I listened to it in my studio monitors, I went, oh my God.
Yeah.
Now I refuse to listen any way else. Consider that when you're checking out older music that wasn't meant to represent today's music.
Right. Yeah. Producers nowadays definitely produce the music to meet you where you are.
Which often it's produced so it sounds good coming out of the speaker of your cell phone.
Right.
And you're not going to... That's a listen I don't want to have on this album. So keep that in mind as you move through these the back catalog with us as we revisit, these absolute gems. Your listening experience is going to tie into a lot of your emotion. It's also going to play a huge part in what I'm saying and what Dan's saying about our assessments of the song. We're gonna feel very differently than you did if you listened through, the equivalent of a Tic Tac box.
Yep.
That's all.
It is done.
It is done. Off to the ad.
Hi, valued caloric receptacles. I'm Chet Bowles, CEO of Mac Bowles Restaurant, and I'm standing here in our flavor optimization bunker because I'm a normal human man who enjoys high-density processed meat foods. Today, we're disrupting the beverage sector with our newest product, the Leprechaun Load. It's a premium, mint-flavored, bovine-inspired suspension. It's thick and green, and it maintains viscosity at room temperature.
Chet, as your VP of Hydration and Fluids, I feel it's my duty to remind you that my gastrointestinal tract has the structural integrity of a wet paper towel. This Leprechaun Load is 40% heavy cream and 60% industrial thickening agent. My gut is growling like a bobcat in a rusty car door.
Milton, stop being a sissy and start being a brand ambassador. The shareholders need to see a high-level executive perform a deep tissue ingestion of this holiday treat. I'll lead by example. I'm going to consume a massive, non-simulated unit of our flagship Golden Arch Burger, a product, as a vegan, that I definitely eat every day and do not immediately purge in the executive toilet.
Yes, my Burger King.
We'll do it together. I'll enjoy a bite of this tasty, wet bun, gristle-filled gray patty with crispy onions, and you swallow the load.
Oh God, it's so cold. It's coating my esophagus like radioactive caulk. I can feel the luck entering my bloodstream. It's like a minty flash flood in my lower colon. Oh, Chet? Something's happening. The leprechaun load is demanding an exit strategy.
Stay professional, Milton. I just swallowed 3 ounces of hypersaturated animal lipids, and my vegan enzymes are currently staging a violent coup. My internal organs are treating this burger like a foreign invader. It feels like the crispy onions have reanimated and are squirming through my upper sphincter.
Oh, Chet? The leprechaun load has reached the basement. I repeat, it's reached the basement. The pressure is exceeding 500 psi. My belt and my Benoit balls are the only thing standing between us and a minty froth chart.
Hold the line, Milton. I'm the CEO, and I'm in control of my... Oh, no. The burger. It's not a product anymore.
The load is loose, Chet. The load is loose.
I've just experienced a total structural failure in my trousers.
Me too, Chet. Me too.
Ba 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 ba.
Not loving it.
Well, isn't that refreshing?
Compared to what?
The last minty fresh thing I introduced into a hole that was not my mouth.
Got it. It's important. Do you use menthol in those cases?
No, the only time I use menthol is at dive bars.
Got it. Okay.
And I think menthol smoking was illegal or still is in some areas and states.
I don't know.
Did you hear about that?
No, I was thinking of like halls with mentholyptus.
Oh, never me.
Yeah.
No. I'm not a Halls guy. I'm a Luden's guy
Luden's is correct.
because they only have one flavor. It's the same medicinal cherry. It tastes like candy.
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't convince me it's not just candy.
Right. You don't do Ricola?
I'll get down with a Ricola.
Yeah.
The newer ones are dope too. That's a lie. Halls has a citrus pack, a green citrus pack that's quite nice as well.
Yes.
All of these, I can't say the word, lozenges. That's never been my jam, but we have to use them time to time.
Yeah.
Compared to what else would we use?
I don't know what else we would use.
I tried the compared to what reference.
Yeah, I already did it.
I
And now
missed
we're doing
it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're the worst.
What are we talking about?
Compared to what? First song on this album. It is Roberta Flack's album, First Take. And it only runs, I don't know. What to say? It doesn't even tell me the runtime on it.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that song does. The whole album, though, if you really look at it, you got, 5, 7, 6, 6, 4, 4, 5, 7, right? So it's just under an hour. I think it's 58 minutes.
It's almost like that Pointer Sisters song you just did.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did you see when Pentatonics went back onto Sesame Street?
Yes.
And I think they rolled it up to like 5 or 6.
Right.
They didn't make it all the way through. I think they went up to 5 because there's 5 of them. And they'd like fall out of the screen. Then they'd do a solo and then a duet. Oh my God. Those kids are so good.
They are good, but nothing beats the original.
No. I agreed entirely. And that's like the hottest tune you could possibly ever put on Sesame Street.
Yep.
With the exception of Anderson .Paak's Holiday, which needs to be checked out as well. Anyway, compared to what? Song
Song-
number one. And there's nothing to compare this to if you're not familiar with Roberta Flack, because it just comes out so cool.
Yeah.
So smooth, like when the McDonald's ice cream machine works.
Yeah, this song was originally written by Gene McDaniels. This is a protest song
Indeed it is.
criticizing racism, materialism, the Vietnam War, organized religion, anything you want to protest, you can protest it from this song. Roberta's version is stylistically different than the original performance that came from Les McCain and Eddie Harris' more famous 1969 Montreux Live version, a bit more peppy.
Yeah.
So she brings this back, and it feels so good. You have Ron Carter's bass line just sounding fantastic.
It's honestly just her and Ron Carter, and then this, the backbeat drum line for the first chunk of this song that set the mood.
Yeah.
This is dusty, smoky, jazz clubby, intimate, yet feels like someone could like blurt something out, or you could hear a bartender break a glass at any time.
Yeah.
Though it's not. It's recorded in a studio setting.
Beautifully recorded.
Yeah. Yes, for the time. Did they have hotter technique and technology at the time?
Sure.
The answer is yes. They were also setting a mood with this recording.
Yeah, when I say beautifully recorded, I feel like I'm in the room with them.
Yeah, indeed. And it's very live.
Mm-hmm.
It's very live. Yeah. And I think that plays to her skill set, because she, off the bat, isn't in your face. Like, you learn a lot about the person in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I am going, all right, does she have chops? Is she a belter? Is she like a whisperer? Is she a whole backer? Will she do some speaking lines? It's an enigma initially.
Yeah, if you look at the album cover, I said jokingly, because she's playing the piano, she's looking down at her fingers like one might do if you're just learning how to play piano, but she could also be asleep, and she's kind of sleepy in her delivery in this, given the content of the song.
Yeah. And it's chill. It's conversational.
Yeah.
But it's only feels that way because she's like such a master at her craft.
Mm-hmm.
And by that, I mean her tonality. Unreal.
Yeah. Yep.
Her pitch. Unreal.
Perfect.
Her enunciation. There's for the rest of the album, there's not a single word she says that you don't understand.
That's
It's
correct.
clear as day. Except for the next song where it's all in Espanol. But nonetheless.
But it still sounds clear as day.
Articulate, yes. And there's vocabulary here in the movements and tricks that she uses as well.
Yeah.
Having listened to a gazillion singers at this point, both you and I,
Mm-hmm.
she's like never runs out of cool melodic ideas.
Right.
But they're also never too flashy.
Yeah, she knows how to use her instrument. She knows how to get your attention. She knows how to have a conversation with her lyricism, and not the lyrics, but the lyricism of her performance.
Then on top of that, they're choosing songs that actually have pretty good lyrics overall.
Yep.
There's some I'm like, but I mean, this piece, I love every ounce of it for the representation of what it means. But just her delivery just seems so, I don't know, authentic.
Yeah. The other thing I like, and we talked about this a minute ago off mic, is the layering of dynamics that start coming in. It's like the drums are very subtle. And then, I don't know, maybe halfway through the second verse, the ride cymbal comes in and played so delicately on this beautiful sounding ride cymbal in perfect time. And it just sounds so good. Till the song eventually goes into this like call and response horn thing, but still boom, 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 ba, ba, boom, ba,
You
boom,
you never
not-
lose the rhythm section.
Yeah.
This is a masterclass, and I don't use those words lightly anymore. I have to be very careful about what I say because we talk about music and we have to still reserve stuff for comparison.
It's hard not to be hyperbolic sometimes.
It is, and especially because that's just naturally who I am. This is truly a masterclass in dynamic, and the fun part about it is it's a masterclass in moving one dynamic level. it's almost always just moving like mezzo piano to like our piano to mezzo piano. Like there's like it's not this massive sound wave. It's not this big Pink Floyd moment.
Right.
They can just grow 10% over the course of 6 minutes. And it's notable.
Yeah.
It's like being handed a single grape and asked to eat it and enjoy it and describe it over the course of 6 minutes.
I might be able to do that. I do like grapes.
I was asked to do that once in a class called Art of Living, where like you have to go and like super like just clear-minded and sober and like focus on breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget that exercise. And this is akin to that in that sense, where you just there's discipline.
Yeah. I've already said this, the slow burn, it happens right out of the gate. And this is not the longest song. If we don't want to talk about slow burn, what did I say? 5:16 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I do know a longer version of this song, which is played at like 3 times the tempo.
3 times as fast. Yeah. We've heard that one.
Yeah. So I like this song anyway. I've heard many versions of it. A favorite version of mine, is by Colonel Bruce Hampton and the Aquarium Rescue Unit.
It is not the same.
It is not. It's probably 200 BPM.
Yeah, but the beauty of this is both songs can be fantastic
Yeah.
at the same time.
And if you've never checked out Colonel Bruce Hampton and the Aquarium Rescue Unit, and the reason I call it out that way is there's also just the Aquarium Rescue Unit. There are 2 versions of the band. Their first album is this live album. It's untitled. It's them like staring at fish and pointing at stuff. Fantastic live album. This is song number 7 on this thing. And you have some players on here who are fantastic. You have Jimmy Herring, who plays guitar. He plays Widespread Panic, Grateful Dead, phenomenal guitar player. Colonel Bruce Hampton plays this interesting instrument called a 5-string chazoid.
It's just a beefed up mandolin.
Beefed up mandolin with 5 strings. Yep.
You know who else plays a 5-string guitar?
Jacob Collier.
That's right.
Yeah. Chuck Leavell plays keyboards. He's known for playing with a lot of people. He's played with the Allman Brothers, most notably. He's played with Eric Clapton, played with John Mayer, Government Mule.
Got a Warren Haynes.
Yep. O'Teal Burbridge, another one to pay attention to. I'm sorry I'm doing an ad for Colonel Bruce Hampton and Aquarium Rescue Unit, but O'Teal Burbridge is a bass player. He's from Egypt. Phenomenal. He has his own O'Teal Burbridge and the Peacemakers. And Jeff Sipe, of course, listed on this is Apartment Q258 is how he's listed on the album.
Apartment Q258.
Yep. Really cool guy. I got to meet him back when they were hitting. Really nice guy. Phenomenal drummer, and he has his own band. So anyway, done with my ad for Colonel Bruce Hampton and the Aquarium Rescue Unit. If you listen to nothing else, listen to their first live album. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, I've heard a tune off of it, and well, so it's
heard
funny.
one,
You
yeah.
can see the Rescue Unit at old like jam band bills.
Yep.
I just never had the Colonel Bruce Hampton part attached to it.
Yep.
Really cool.
And if you don't know who Colonel Bruce Hampton is, if you ever saw the movie Sling Blade,
Slingblade.
Dwight Yoakam has a band in the movie, and he's the guy doing the beatnik poetry in Sling Blade. Is Colonel
That is
Bruce
a
Hampton.
deep pull,
There you go.
but not as deep as the pull Roberta Flack has in this song.
Yeah.
It draws you right in, and I think it's important to note that this is one of her many faces, as will be evidence as we scoot into the next song.
Yeah.
It's in Spanish. You're our resident Spanish speaker.
That's not correct, but I will try to say Angelitos Negros.
Yes.
Which is based on a poem by Pimante Angelinos Negros, a Venezuelan poet, and which challenges the artist to depict black angels in an indictment of racial exclusion and religious imagery.
Wow. I'm so glad I didn't have to read any of that.
Yeah, that was a lot. That hurt. And this was actually first popularized by the Spanish American composer Manuel Alvarez Macasti and recorded across Latin America. Roberta Flack brought this place into English language soul context, but she sings this thing in Spanish.
And it's fantastic.
It really is. This is a beautiful song.
Her command of the language, the funny part is you don't get like that whole like, you remember when you can always see when an artist tries to turn on their culture or heritage during an interview real quick.
Right.
You end up with like oh cool, I read Genie in the Bottle, I'm Christina Aguilera. Or like Giada would be on Food Network and she's like, yeah, my mother and I would make, Alfredo,
From Argentina. Yeah.
They like crap out. Suddenly the dialect shows up and you're like, that feels forced.
Yeah.
Here you end up with, it sounds like Roberta Flack. She just suddenly has command of the language perfectly.
Yeah.
Like perfectly. Like you would not know any better if this was not her native tongue at all given times.
Right. The song, there are parts of this song that remind me of the song Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down by Cher.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Sinatra does another phenomenal version of that song. It's mostly the harmonic
I know
rhythm.
the Nancy Sinatra one.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't know Nancy Sinatra, it was featured in Kill Bill.
That's where I know it from.
Yeah. And there's another really obscure reference I get out of this one. There's a song called Sycamore Trees, performed by Jimmy Scott. It's a song written by David Lynch, of David Lynch.
Yes.
And
of the name.
yes. Eraserhead, Twin Peaks, Angelo Badalamenti. And this is actually a song that was written for the movie Fire Walk With Me, the Twin Peaks movie. It's a really cool song, and it has a similar vibe, like with the bass, that the way the bass is a key important of this, except that this song sounds more like a spaghetti western.
Yes, but it also to me sounds a little more traditional classical Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
I look at things like Comandante by Chaos.
Yeah.
Yep. And so you have this kind of cool like marching snare.
Yep.
That will be a backbeat of here the entire time, and then like that fifth movement in the bass, which Carter destroys.
Mm-hmm.
But Ron Carter, he moves through it in a way that you would hear in traditional Latin music.
Right.
It's like it's setting up, so it could be one of a gazillion dance numbers.
Right.
You never get there. There's a story to be told here.
Yeah.
The whitest version of this is White Rabbit.
Yeah.
If you look at it instrumentation,
because they're both harmonic minor tunes for the most part.
You also end up with these drum parts that are very similar, right?
Right. White Rabbit's a bolero that's happening in the background.
This is not anything I could put my one finger on and go, this is a specific Latin rhythm. It is not.
No, it's not.
This is a vocal feature, is what it is.
Yeah. With an extremely cinematic like string arrangement that comes in between these tremolo strings up high and the low cello and strummed bass going along with that. So you have it's so cool the way that plays.
Yeah, the guitar comes in and out, adding that texture. Most notably and respectfully, it's listening to her ability to channel so much power in her voice with almost no vibrato.
Yeah, you don't hear her vibrato yet. You get it later, but
not even at the end of the song. I'm used to hearing a singer on a tune like this rely on vibrato. Really never becomes a factor. There's more melisma than there's vibrato.
Yeah, especially the riffing at the end.
I figured you'd mention that because your ear is always hot for that.
Yeah.
But the lack of just like these, she has these huge sustained notes and just never turns on the waiver machine. Don't have to.
Right. It just sounds beautiful.
And so therefore it sounds like hers.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound like she's replicating someone's style.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
And ironically, and that's why I bring up White Rabbit, is we gave Grace the same compliment. She could turn it on and off.
Yep.
She chose when she wanted to do it, never relied on it. Here, Roberta barely uses it. I mean, it's a slow waver. There's a vibrato in everybody's voice naturally. That's just how it is. But that fast wavering vibrato never had to happen here, though it would have been widely accepted.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference between Grace Slick is she turned it on and off even within that song.
Indeed.
A lot. And then the song goes through this whole harmonic thing and then just ends on the major.
I know. How about that?
So surprising.
Such a... this song's tough to listen to if you're not listening to it.
But listen to it. It's a fantastic, beautiful song.
I think it's just a stunning song. And in contrast to the initial, tune on here, when you look at compared to what, you're like, oh my God, what am I in for?
Right.
Because these two generally wouldn't be on the same album, but the execution's so good on each.
Yeah. Yep.
You're kind of like, oh my, this is going to be a ride.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, I agree.
That gets us on to song 3.
Which is?
Our ages or our hearts.
Yeah. So this is originally written by Donny Hathaway,
Chris?
which is the earliest contribution.
I make the joke because it's pretty obvious what the song is.
Yeah. Which is?
What matters? Our age or our hearts? How do we feel about it?
Yep.
I respect Donny Hathaway. I respect his daughter more.
Yep.
But it felt more comfortable hearing it from the female side for some reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially in light of all the things we're talking about today. But what
Yes.
a cool tune.
Yes. Do you think they're being that literal about it? Because this is questioning whether love is defined by time or your age.
When they put numbers to it, it became a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't unhear it.
Yep.
I've been tweaked and programmed. But take the content of the lyrics away for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
You have a third style now introduced in the first 3 songs that sounds nothing like the first 2.
Yep.
How would you describe the sound of this song?
Lydian.
Well, yes, I had that note. Good man.
Yeah.
This to me plays like a show tune or like a musical theater piece.
Yeah.
Specifically, the one that would be the last song before Act 1, and I can go get peanut M&Ms and take a pee.
Right. Yes. It's not the on track. This is yep. But you get some gospel harmony, some jazz influence chord changes. What's interesting, I mentioned Lydian, it only just dances with it. And because I feel like it goes through, you could argue whether it modulates 2 times. But when I say it modulates, it's not really changing key. It goes from a 1 tonality.
The Ionian tonality.
Now it's going to the 5 tonality.
Yep.
Right.
Well, there's the mix.
Right. The mix of Lydian. And then it goes
Lydian,
to the
4 is the most interesting one.
Right. And that just sort of like dances in because it's like this line cliche beginning. It's like a 1 over flat 7, 2 over flat 7. You have this pedal tone in the bass.
That's right.
Goes up and down. And then you basically go to the 2 major, which is weird. That's where you get the sharp 4, the Lydian sound. That's the Simpson sound.
Yep.
Or the
It's that weird lift.
yeah.
And you feel it more than you want to hear it or write it.
Yeah.
It's hard to sing.
Yeah. It's interesting because the also in here there's the horn arrangement and there's trombone and stuff in there, but somehow between the saxophone and trombone, I'm like, is there a bassoon in here? I could not find anything in the liner notes that says bassoon. So it could have just been the way they're playing their instruments, but
Orchestrally speaking.
Yeah.
And when I say orchestra in this album circumstance, I mean strings and brass
yep.
versus like just because there's no like, when you're looking at like the Al Green horn section, it's very different.
Yep.
You could almost feel like a counter relationship between the string section and the horns. Here, when they speak, depending on the instruments, the orchestra almost always plays as a unit in her music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Where in the Al Green type of stuff, you hear like horns that accent, strings that drone.
Mm-hmm.
Here we get it both ways at all times.
Yep.
Really great arrangements, by the way, and balanced and recorded beautifully.
Yeah. William S. Fisher is the arranger and conductor for this. He's done some arrangements for Ray Charles, for example. Did some time with Muddy Waters. It's been around.
Respect.
Yep.
Some really cool stuff going on here too. There's bass parts are all over the place now. So like Ron's doing there's bow work in this song.
Yeah.
But then there's also pizzicato work. It really goes to show that there was a lot of thought put into the backing band. Now her performance is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my oh my god performance on the album.
Nope.
But she has movement and intimacy in this song that I just think is spectacular. There won't be a single time you'll hear me ever talk about a misnote or tonality on here. She literally sings perfectly in my mind.
Yeah, there's only one flub I noticed, and it's a mic technique problem.
Yeah, it's just sitting off in the distance.
Yep.
I think I know the one you're speaking about as well.
Yeah.
But overall, it's just such a nice recording. But it's time that I think we shine the light more on the arrangement and the band, perhaps, in this one for my taste.
Yeah, I agree. That to me is the highlight of this, is the entire track over her. Yep.
It's another long one too. The difference is at 6 minutes here, I think it has like in the same way you'd see in like a Broadway production, it feels like it almost has acts within it.
Okay,
Like,
explain.
it's not a standard pop chart.
No, it's not.
And the movement's not common
Yep.
because there's entire one chord songs on this album. And so like
Yeah.
her movement here, though it's new, it's interesting enough. I think the 6 minutes moves faster for me.
Yeah.
Is that a better way to put it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the last tune's 7 minutes and moves way slower.
Yeah, but I'm happy to sit in that 7 minutes. This one's a great track. Not my favorite on the album.
No, not at all. But I ain't skipping it.
No.
I'll tell you what, another song I ain't skipping. Song number 4.
I told Jesus.
I told Jesus. Wow.
Is that the pool boy?
That's him. Okay. Dude, this is where I made a note. This record just keeps climbing.
Yep.
4 songs in on an 8-song record, nothing sounds like the next song, but there's a consistency of talent and quality through all of it.
Yeah.
Imagine going to a restaurant that made the best sushi, the best enchiladas, the best steak, and now the best Korean barbecue. And you're just like, the hell's going on here?
Right. Yeah. What is this place?
That is where I feel like I am at this point. And this song, man, stones me.
Yeah. Well, why is that? Why?
Well, I mean, to say the least, it's a spiritual.
Yes.
And could be like field chant level spiritual.
Mm-hmm. It's a traditional gospel song.
Yeah, and there's no
That came out of
question
African
about
American
it.
church. Yep.
No question. And her presentation just is sobering. It's just like, it makes me like just shut up and be like, God, I'm so not important.
Yeah. And this is a song where the mic technique thing happens for like a beat.
But so be it. Like,
it doesn't matter.
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
They needed to take a point off somewhere.
Yeah. It was just, when I heard it, I'm like, this thing has been so perfect. What just happened there? But the rest of the take is so good.
It's also like the tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Mud.
It is.
Mud plus. And so to control the tempo, not just Roberta, but like the band, and to have someone likely conduct this, which is the only way I imagine you getting through it. Because I'm not trying to listen to a click track doing this, not on the quarter note, and I feel like at the 8th note, it doesn't feel like it anymore.
Right. So what Carl's saying there is slow is harder than fast in many cases.
Generally speaking.
And so if you're going to have a click track or a metronome going, it's easier to have a faster subdivision playing in your ears and you just play half the tempo.
That's right.
So that's what
Because it's a little more accurate than waiting for that kind of beat to drop. Here, it's clear they didn't have to use either of those techniques.
Yeah.
They just sang a song and followed her.
Yeah. And I never noticed this before because I start hearing this and there's a moment I'm like, oh, this is the Georgia on my mind chords, but it's just because it's the 3 major.
Mm-hmm. And that's my favorite part of the verse.
Yeah.
Because the song's a minor tune.
Yeah.
And it's a welcomed change over the course of, I think it's like 3 verses.
Yeah.
And she once again finds a way to build a little bit on each verse without blowing out the ceiling.
Yeah.
What a gorgeous presentation.
But she does start to flex more vocally here because the
Damn
song
straight.
picks up about 4:30 as I put a note, and she starts really, now you start hearing the vibrato. Like really she starts showcasing like, oh, I can do this trick too. Just in case you didn't notice it earlier, here's where it is.
And she does it over arguably her most challenging template yet.
Yeah.
Is the way I'd like to look at it. You haven't heard her this way since song number 1 compared to what?
Yep.
We're kind of back to a similar character.
Yep.
And I just can't think of a better person to sing it. The only other person I could ever hear singing this song in my mind is like Bill Withers.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be a good.
And she'd still probably rock him and he would say the same.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just so organically hers. It's my favorite song. It might be my favorite song on the album. There's another one that might fight me for it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is up there. If it's not 1, it's 2.
Yeah, and it's because it's so horribly earnest.
Yep.
Also, the string arrangement.
I know.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Everything in the mix is so perfectly put where it needs to be. The chord chart, I think, is fantastic because it's simple, but then it does that kind of like, B section verse, major lift, and then sets you right back into this nice somber minor key.
Yeah.
It's a meditation.
It is. And then you get kind of melodramatic at the end. You do the flat 6 to wake you up there. But it's not cheesy melodrama. Like sometimes that flat 6 can be corny.
I overuse it on acoustic performances all the time.
Yeah.
On, a third pass of a thing.
Yeah.
Hers just is so good.
Yeah. It fits perfectly.
I love my favorite part of this tune is around 4 minutes 30 seconds.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, they bring those drums in,
Mm-hmm.
and so the build really has some oomph with the new rhythm section founded, and that's what gives her that platform to start
Riffing. Yeah.
riffing as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. It's not really riffing. It's just she just escalates the performance. The message is stronger.
The restraint is so impressive.
Yeah.
To wait that long to get there, and then when she does it, just nail it. It's mind bending to think someone saw
Mm-hmm.
a need to produce this and kind of like capture it, but get the heck out of the way.
Right.
Because if you said this thing was recorded in 10 hours,
That's what they say.
I'm hip to believe that,
Mm-hmm.
which means it probably was like.
First or second take.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you had to walk through the charts at some point, I'm sure. And then you also had to sit down and like make mix edits at some point. So like this just feels so authentically good to listen to. I feel like privileged,
Yeah.
I'm
actually glad you brought that up because the 10 hours thing might not sound like it's that impressive because whatever the runtime is, 60 minutes, 70 minutes, whatever it is. I don't think it's even that long.
I think it's just under 60.
Yeah. So 10 hours, the fact that you have orchestral parts, you have horns and strings in here. That means someone wrote out charts. And most often, the way this works is the musicians come in, they're handed the charts and they're expected to nail it.
Yeah.
There's rarely practice for people who are brought in for albums like this.
It takes Dan and I just south of 10 hours to get one of these episodes out. She put out this album in allegedly around 10 hours.
Yeah.
That's incredible work.
Hey, to be fair to us, we have to listen to the album several times.
Oh, yeah. In that case, it's more than 10 hours, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think, we're recording in here for just shy of 2,
Mm-hmm.
take a little break, and then we play with our ads, and then we have to mix it. You do a lot of media marketing on it. I'd say we're about 10 hours in on production of one episode.
Per episode, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So respect, because the quality and caliber of musicianship is so awesome.
Yep.
Anything else on I Told Jesus?
No. Banger.
Yeah. Just at the high watermark on the front half of the album for me.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we take a little breaky?
Let's do that.
See you in 10 hours.
Okay, bye-bye.
This week in music.
This is your Backwards Beats Week in Music for the week of March 7th, 2026. A huge statue of Ozzy Osbourne is set to be unveiled at Hellfest this year in tribute to the late metal pioneer. Ozzy's wife Sharon shared the news at the Meetum Music Industry Conference in Cannes, France, and gave fans a glimpse of the statue too. The whole family will be present at the festival in June for the unveiling. She continued on to thank Hellfest director Ben Barbode.
I can only thank Ben. Just bless you. It's amazing piece of art.
This announcement comes 4 years after the French Metal Festival, held every June, unveiled the statue of the late Motorhead frontman Lemmy Kilmister. This year, Hellfest will run from June 18th to June 21st, with Bring Me the Horizon, Iron Maiden, Limp Bizkit, and The Offspring headlining. Other huge names on this year's lineup include Deep Purple, Sabaton, Volbeat, Bad Omens, Papa Roach, Architects, Megadeth, Alice Cooper, and The Hives. On Tuesday, March 3rd, St. Vincent played a surprise show at Little Saint in Healdsburg, California, performing her own hits like New York, Los Angeles, and Candy Darling. St. Vincent was accompanied by her keyboardist, Rachel Eckworth. Later in the evening, she also sung her version of Rufus Wainwright's Poses, along with Depeche Mode's classic Personal Jesus. This was reportedly requested by a fan as per setlist.fm. To cap off her run of covers, St. Vincent performed jazz composer Billy Strayhorn's Lush Life. St. Vincent is no stranger to performing covers on stage, having played Depeche Mode's Just Can't Get Enough alongside Bleachers at Coachella in 2018. More recently, she performed a cover of David Bowie's Young Americans on Stephen Colbert's show last December. In a recent bombshell interview, Noel Gallagher finally admitted what most of us have suspected for 30 years. He only wrote Wonderwall as a psychological experiment to see how long it would take to successfully annoy every person on the planet. Gallagher claimed he wrote the track in 10 minutes specifically to be the most repetitive, inescapable earworm in history. He admitted that the song's massive global success was actually a source of deep confusion for him, noting that he hadn't fully accounted for just how many absolute idiots with zero taste actually walk the earth. Gallagher concluded the interview by stating that while royalties are nice, the real satisfaction comes from knowing that at any given moment, a first date is being ruined by some prick with an acoustic guitar who only knows those 4 chords. That has been your Backwards Beats Week in Music for March 7th, 2026. Don't forget to salt your melons.
You ever wonder why people shoot those green lasers from their yards at airplanes?
No, I know exactly why they do it.
Why?
Why? Because they want to see the plane crash.
I don't want to set the world on fire. It's so messed up.
Yeah, I don't think that's really what they... Well, maybe they... I don't know.
Maybe they do.
Yeah, but maybe they want to recreate the scene in Breaking Bad when the stuffed animal falls in the swimming pool.
Oh, I was going to say the Con Air gave me the bunny. Yeah.
Or there's snakes on the motherfucking plane.
Oh, God. Now I don't want to fly for a month.
Yeah.
Though Southwest did offer me their typical, one push notification of the quarter. Hey, it's Wednesday. Do you want to buy a ticket somewhere? And you're like, oh, $59. Sure.
Right.
And it's like Des Moines on a Tuesday.
Yay.
Shout out to our Des Moines listeners. Yo, if you're there and hosting, I'll come eat your local cuisine and buy that $59 ticket.
Yeah.
Right now. Just, you got to hit us up at
backwardsbeatpodcast@gmail.com
or
at backwardsbeatpodcast on Instagram.
And if you're really lucky
or really freaking amazing, join us over on Patreon. And can you guess what our Patreon is?
At Backwards Beats Podcast.
Yeah. We try to keep it simple.
And the good news is we'll stay up all night with you.
That'll happen.
And then probably miss our $59 flight home.
Yep. That'll happen too. Yeah, so join us over on Patreon. It's free. We don't have many people who have followed us over there, and I get it, but we're going to be we have already released some unique content over there that's not in the main feed. We're not charging for it. Who knows? Maybe 5 years down the road, there'll be a paid version of it. But right now, it's more about having the ability to potentially do some additional stuff that the main outlets might block us for.
Yeah, Patreon allows us to kind of air out our content, give musical context.
Yep.
Which is a big one. People say, why can't you just play the song alongside the show? Well, because lawsuits.
Well, more than anything, Spotify, at least for a while, was a big source of our listener base. It looks like people have maybe potentially switched because our listener counts have not gone down necessarily, but our Spotify listens have gone down.
Yep.
And there could be reasons for that.
We're trying to pay attention to all podcasting platforms. Patreon's more like a podcasting launch pad. That's the difference.
Yeah, it's a community. We can get to know each other. And last piece of business here is we're just at the very beginning of preparing for a live. And when I say live, I spoke to a listener the other day at your party.
Soiree.
And he thought live meant we're going to like Twitch live stream it. I'm like, no, live in person.
In a building. In the flesh.
Yep. So human beings who are in the Maryland area, stay tuned. Or if you want to come to the Maryland area.
Come on down. We'll host a pre-party for those out-of-towners. That'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
Help you talk about what hotels are great. In the DMV, as we'll call it.
Yep. We're thinking springish.
Yeah, because it's yucky here right now.
Yep. So we'll be doing that. And when we do that episode, it's not going to be an official Rolling Stone 500 album. We have 4 that we think may be great choices. We'll be sending out a poll for you guys to potentially vote for that.
So check out our poll.
Yeah, check out our poll. And if you really want to explore our poll, come over to Patreon because we might actually let you extend the poll by adding potentially other suggestions.
Nothing like extending your poll for your favorite people.
Right.
All right. Let's jump back into Roberta Flack's album, First Take. We split it right in the middle, man. So song 4, I Told Jesus, we finished up. We're moving into song number 5, otherwise known as Hey, That's No Way to Say Goodbye.
And it's not like the song It's So Hard to Say Goodbye.
Which I love, by the Boys to Men's.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, are we ever going to do a reevaluation of that one? It's the one regret I have.
I have no regrets on that one.
I have a regret on that one.
Okay.
God, my childhood hurts. And, real quick note, I just clicked into this one on the prominent listening service right here. And if you look at where the downloads across the board or the streams for this album lie, they're all over the place.
Yep.
So like compared to what was 12.5 million listens. And then you jump is low by song 3, which was Our Ages for Our Hearts or Our Hearts was way sub 1 million, only 663,000. Suddenly we're all the way back up to almost 6 million.
Yep.
So people are picking favorites.
So this is a song that originally written by Leonard Cohen.
Heard of him.
You heard him? How have you heard of Leonard Cohen?
Hallelujah.
That's correct. This originally appeared on his 1967 debut album, Songs of Leonard Cohen.
Come on, man. Better title. Help us out.
Like First Take?
Yeah, the dope title.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
And maybe they all are first takes.
Yeah.
This is the first known cover of this. She's definitely transformed his more like sparse arrangement into a really like beautiful arrangement. I get the combination of two things. I'll go into these two things here. I've already mentioned this song before, and I don't even know if you know it, but I get this essences of Angel in the Morning by Juice Newton.
No, but Juice Newton's a great name.
Yep. Meets The Boxer by Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay, I do know that tune.
Yep. And Leonard Cohen wrote this song when he stayed at the Penn Terminal Hotel on 34th Street in New York City in 1966. And the song was sort of half written, and it was really sort of talking about this kind of conflict of in this a bit of self-doubt in this story of being with the wrong woman. And so what's interesting to me about that, the reason I bring it up is the reason I think it sounds like The Boxer is I feel like the song feels like New York to me, and The Boxer feels like New York. And probably because lyrically he talks about that. And it's just so funny because I think even the content of this song and a little bit of the self-doubt content of The Boxer, I think it fits together. I didn't realize all of this until I did the research about that. It was mostly the melodic phrasing and a little bit of the harmonic phrasing that got The Boxer, ringing in my ear here. But This is not the Boxer. This is not Angel in the Morning, but there are both things. If you know those songs,
Elements.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're ingredients.
So this, whilst I agree with everything you said, it's the first song on this album, and honestly the only one, where it doesn't feel like hers, right? It doesn't feel like she truly made it hers. And it's because she's been so slick in her phrasing, most notably.
Yeah.
Her vocal phrasing, her melodies. This is the first time it sounds to me like she's trying to sing along with the song versus the centerpiece and guiding a song.
Except I think I really like the beginning of this song. It's very stripped down.
Yeah.
It's almost naked.
In like a, but to me it sounds kind of like intermediate to post folksy. Like it sounds a little Carole King-ish. It sounds a little Jody-ish. Like it just sounds a little bubblegum for her.
Well, it's interesting.
It sounds white.
It kind of does, because I said she engages in later on in the song. She engages into a simple but effective chord solo. She's playing the piano, plays this chord solo throughout it. And what I mean by that is the melody is happening, and the chords are all are kind of hiding the melody. And it's not a sophisticated one. It's basically all just triads. It's almost like horn writing.
Yep.
Is what she's done.
It feels like horn section writing.
Yep. But even though it's somewhat pedestrian, but I think it's effective. But then once you add Ron Carter's awesomeness into this, it elevates the song to me.
And so that's the kicker. At the end of the day, this is not a bad song. I'm simply used to 4 really great songs prior to this.
Yeah.
And this one just feels, it's the first one that feels like a cover, even though they've all been covers.
Yeah.
And I think it's 2 elements. One, the vocal phrasing doesn't sound like hers. There's weird things that overrun where she's even rushing to get her words in. That is not like anything we've heard her do this album. And then there's a couple miscues musically. There's a drum fill that goes horribly wrong in this song.
That's true. That's true.
That's not remotely close to anything we've heard so far.
Yeah.
Distractingly so. And then it just sounds out of character for her, in my mind.
Yeah. I think for this one, I like the song more than the performance of the song.
Well, it's clear to me because you spent most of the time talking about the song and its background,
Yeah.
not about her take on said song.
Right.
Me knowing none the wiser, I'm just going, what's my girl doing over this tune? It's not her strongest. And for obvious reasons, it's not her bag.
Yeah.
That's the difference. She's much closer in Our Ages and Our Hearts, which is the second most, if you had to compare this song to any other where it could like live in the same genre,
Yep.
this would be it.
Yep.
Which I think is a significantly better song.
Yeah. Even though the audience does not.
Yeah, I agree. If you look at the streams, it's wild. Our Ages and Our Hearts, with, which is, you said Donny Hathaway of all people, sub 700,000. Here we're almost 6 million streams. So I'm in the wrong here, but as a matter of preference and taste, this is the only song on the album, having listened to this album north of a dozen times now, and enjoyably so. If I had to kick someone off the island, I kick this off the island. I wouldn't walk across the room to skip it. Depending on my mood, I might tell my AI companion in the room to skip it. But I also told you I'm not going to listen to this album through Alexa anyway, so who cares?
Right. Yeah. I don't dislike it that way. I like the stripped down nature of it. I can acquiesce to what you're saying that she may not own it as much. She doesn't do to Leonard Cohen's song what Jeff Buckley did.
Of course. And
Right.
that's a very good comp.
Yeah.
It's like some people are just going to destroy songs in a certain way.
Yeah.
That ain't her kit.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Perfectly fine song. I'm not offended by it, but I think it's important when I'm looking at art that's actually stunning to be somewhat critical.
Yeah.
I consider the rest of this album pretty stunning.
Yeah.
So hurrah.
Let's move on to a stunning song.
The first time I ever saw your face.
So this is when I knew we were doing Roberta Flack, I was expecting to get another song as the banger
Yeah.
right?
Not to say we probably won't find it down the list.
Right. So Killing Me Softly is probably the more well-known song from her.
Unquestioned. It is if you just looked at simply, Spotify's first chart, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But also you can thank Lauryn Hill for that one.
yeah. Yeah. One time.
I guess give the Fugees for that one.
2
but
times.
It's really just Lauryn Hill doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Does Praz do anything? Like
3 times.
I don't think Wyclef counts to 3. I think he's only got up to 2.
I think it's just
he's
2
only
times.
got to 2.
Yeah.
That's his entire.
That because I knew this song well before that
Yes.
version, I just thought I hated every second of that.
Oh, I bet. It's that if you go back and listen to that, I grew up on that album and I adored that album.
Yeah.
And listening to the production on it, so good. And also Lauryn Hill's a monster.
Yeah.
Like, not a bad person to have covering your song.
Yeah.
This could have been a lot worse.
Right. But let's go to the first time I ever saw your face.
Yes.
This song was originally written in 1957 by the British folk singer Ewan MacColl for Peggy Seaver. That version's very different. Roberta slowed this down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about slow tempo. Woo.
It's second slowest on the album, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Yep.
Love her approach.
This is a first take, single take recording.
That makes me so happy to hear.
Yeah. And so this song became a massive hit actually in 1972 after Clint Eastwood used it in his film Play Misty for Me. It reached number 1 on Billboard Hot 100, won a
Ironically,
Grammy.
he didn't use Misty.
That's a banger of a song too.
Look at me.
What a hard melody to sing.
It's so hard.
It's like the national anthem hard, as far as...
Our good buddy Ralph Michael Rillan likes to make this joke. He goes, it's like Johnny Cash singing Misty. His 3 notes.
Right.
Look at me.
Right.
I'm as helpless as a kitty up a tree.
Yeah. Not well, I don't think I don't know if you noticed this at all, but the guitar part in this is like, it's gentle. I hadn't noticed it until I was really paying attention. I've known this song my whole life. And so Bucky Pizzarelli is the guitarist on this.
Oh, take it easy.
And so he's played with people like Frank Sinatra, Paul McCartney, Carly Simon, Robert Palmer, Laura Nyro.
Hey, our girl.
Girl, Laura. That's why I had to give the list. I wanted to give the other
Laura's
names.
like the one who shows up 9 Mike's Hard Lemonades in.
Here's a song to me, and you haven't said anything about it. I hadn't realized that I've known this song my whole life. She does such a beautiful vocal performance of this, but these are some corny ass lyrics.
Oh yeah, but I can see past them because
Yeah.
so she has this gift where you can hear every word she says, but you don't have to. Get it? The rest of the presentation is so pretty.
Yes.
I too have known this song, not my entire life, but
Right.
for a very big chunk of it. And I've known this particular recording
Yeah.
is the one that's attached to my ear.
Me too.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
Covered in multiple jazz-ish bands, gala-esque bands.
Yeah.
This is a classic. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a nice tune. And it's the chart. That guitar notoriety until Little Girl Laura. Frank Sinatra does not fall on deaf ears. Like, I hear that style of guitar playing kind of sitting in there.
He played with many other people. I just thought that was a funny list.
But I just think there's elegance in this song is the word I'm going to hang my hat on. Like, it's just so beautifully done. And it shows, once again, we're showcasing her patience, her ability to control her band and her microphone, but without being out loud about it.
Her presence, I think that's the best way to put it. Her presence in this song, because you could say dynamics, but it's really her presence as she's crescendoing through the lyrics of this are just so beautiful. I'm literally getting goosebumps even thinking about it.
Yeah. And
her
crescendo not
control.
only used dynamically, but intensity is the other factor here.
Right.
Like how you'd just put more salt or pepper onto something.
Yeah.
Not necessarily louder, just more
Presence.
commitment. Yeah. It's a fantastic little thing I don't think we talk about enough, and it's incredibly challenging if you're not like a super listener or often a player or have to sit through like rehearsals. These are the places where you can really hear people who can shed, and she's, I mean, as good as I've heard, you know, it's really a skill set.
Yeah, and very little vibrato until she needs to. She does it. But where she gets the intensity is those crescendos that she puts in the lyrics. And her melismatic singing, her riffs. This isn't a crazy riff song. This is not a Christina Aguilera riff song.
But when she chooses to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so, it's a exercise in restraint.
Mm-hmm.
It's technically a pop chart, a pop jazz chart at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But damn, it's a good one.
This one also has an amazing combination of pizzicato double stops on the bass.
Yep.
Coinciding with bowed basses.
They second time we've called Card out on that.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, just fantastic tune. It's if you have to go show somebody what she's all about, this ain't a bad choice.
Yeah.
Like as like the one look.
Yep.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
No, and the listeners at 100 and whatever million that says.
Just shy of 120 million, 117-ish.
Yep.
Yeah, it rightfully so. It's also heavily covered in, as I was mentioning, the real book jazz band world. This is a popular chart, just like the whole public knows, like Girl from Ipanema, like, or they know Autumn Leaves or Four. This is a standard now. Fly Me to the Moon's a standard. This is a standard.
Yep.
Moon Dance is a standard. Van Morrison. This is a standard. So this is such a nice recording of it. It's so refreshing to hear.
Yeah, it's powerful and intimate at the same time. It's
perfectly put. We're done. We're just doing the same gushing thing.
Blah blah blah.
It's so easy. So
this
easy
is a
to love.
show about the 500 albums Rolling Stone said are the best, and we are going to talk about them ad nauseum.
nauseum. Not sorry. Song number 7, Trying Times.
Another Donny Hathaway
Heck yeah.
joint.
Man, what a cool tune.
The bass groove.
Yep, done.
We're in bluesy, jazzy world for sure with these jazzy sus chords. It's just
Way to take a fairly simple chart and make it groove hard as hell.
yeah. This song has hints to me of the song All Blues by Miles Davis.
I was going to say, all blues is... Talk about the real book.
Yeah.
This has all the color. Because it's a 1-4 and then I think 5-4.
Yep.
16 bar maybe chart.
Yep.
But it's all the crap that they put on top of that or play around that and the transitions that make it nasty jazz.
Yeah.
And she, once again, just like is like, I'm the captain of the ship.
Yep.
Watch
She's
me go.
taken over. This is another social unrest song touching on poverty and war.
Yeah, this is definitely closest in not only lyrical content, but a song approach, band approach to the first song of this album compared to what?
Right.
It grooves. It's actually probably the best groove on the
The
album.
drums on the drums in this song groove so hard and serve the song beautifully.
Yeah. And by hard, it's never loud. It's never fancy.
Right.
It's committed.
Yep.
Substantive more shit. Like just it feels good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what a nice song. It's hard because I don't have any like direct notes on it. I can tell you about licks I like, phrases I like, but
It's an exercise in groove and feel. And when the reason I bring up All Blues is it's a different chord chart, even though All Blues is a blues song by definition.
yep.
This song is a blues chart where they're using suspended chords as their tension. What All Blues does is a lot of the chords in that song are played in second inversion, which gives you that space.
Fifth on the bottom.
Yep, fifth on the bottom, and you get the NBC if you want to know what
That's a nice
that's your
point of reference.
Yep. That's the second inversion thing. But somehow they work together because that space and that second inversion goes in there. And basically when just listen to All Blues first of all.
Yeah, if you're not hip to that tune, I rarely encourage you to pause a thing and listen to a thing.
Yeah.
You should probably go back to back these. You'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah. That song is in 6, or I guess it's a 3. Maybe it's a 3 feel.
I call it.
Boom, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's a 3.
Yeah, it's 3. It's pretty rigid.
Yeah. Beautiful song. It's on Kind of Blue, which I'm sure we'll talk about in 10 years.
Sure.
Right.
Well, we're both looking physically blue.
But so this song, different groove, again, just banger of a song. I think underserved at 4 million listens.
Agreed entirely. This is the sleeper on the album. Top 3 are for sure. And I don't know, song I want to turn on during a cocktail party or having a glass of wine, song number 1. Like this is my fave in that sense.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's just so cool to see her kind of being able to do multiple styles, own it, attitude through presentation wise. She is my singer. I just love listening to her sing.
Yep. Me too. And the woman can wear an afro.
Hell yeah.
When you look at the pictures, like in whether it's on Spotify or whatever.
Oh my God.
She rocks
hot.
it. She
Like,
rocks
let's
it.
go.
She rocks
I
the
just,
afro.
want to know her.
Yeah.
I don't think she wants to know me, but I want to know
Well,
her.
unfortunately, she passed away
she
last
passed.
year.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, tragically, because she had a handful of things. She had a stroke, then she got diagnosed with ALS, and then died last year of a heart attack. So
I was reading about that a couple days ago and just deteriorated very quickly.
yeah, it's unfortunate, sad, but
Yeah. And you're looking at people who, are her age who can still kind of like hang in the game. She just seems so youthful, like
yeah, she hung around for a while
Yeah.
until she couldn't. Yeah, sadly.
Well, this fantastic album ends on a ballad, one of many on this album, but this is Ballad of the Sad Young Men.
Yeah. So did you know this song before?
No.
So I knew this song from 2 different versions. Gil Evans, who's a phenomenal jazz musician, also played with Miles Davis. God, listen to Gil Evans and Miles Davis together.
I've heard the name Gil Evans, yeah.
Holy crap.
I'm not hit to it,
Some
yeah.
amazing music there. And then Keith Jarrett also does a version of this song.
Yeah.
This song became a jazz standard. It was originally written by Tommy Wolfe and Fran Landsman. He did the lyrics for the 1959 off-Broadway review, The Nervous Set. And is really associated with sort of like the beat era Greenwich Village scene, but turned into this jazz standard. So you can hear the opening, in my opinion, when you hear the opening of this song, this feels like a musical theater number.
Yep.
Because it was a musical theater number.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Another person who covered this when because I couldn't remember if Gil Evans or someone else when I looked into it. Boz Scaggs fairly recently did a cover of this song.
The Skag Ball.
Boz Scaggs. Got to
Good on
mention Boz
him.
Scaggs. Yep.
I wonder what the drum beat behind that was.
I didn't listen to it, but I just saw that.
I'm endeared to this song as a guy coming in who didn't know it. Mm-hmm. It just tells such a earnest tale.
Yeah.
And she's like Morgan Freeman level narrating it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Talk about a beautiful voice to hold this incredibly somber mood.
Yep.
Because the song effectively is having, I guess, one was a pity on a population.
Yeah. So this is the song that actually got her signed. This song became popular in the gay bar community when Roberta Flack was a music teacher in DC. She performed at like 5 nights a week, 3 sets per night at a local gay friendly bar called Mr. Henry's on Capitol Hill. And Atlantic Records VP Joel Dorn heard her perform this one night and basically signed her
On the spot, yeah.
for this. Yeah.
Just like, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
That's like when people hear me sing Say It Ain't So by Weezer. They're just like, give this guy a written give this guy another beer.
I figure you're more of a Beverly Hills guy.
Oh, not at all. Old Weezer only. My kid's name is literally Jonas. Yeah, this tune, what a great way to take your album out. Mm-hmm. And I don't care who wrote it. Having heard it by her, I'm having a hard time hearing it in my mind by anybody else.
Yeah.
It's just so, and true to her takes on most of these songs, spaced and patient and ruminating. She just has a way of kind of building and putting just injecting emotion, but without making emotional sounds.
Yeah. You get a lot more of her vibrato in this, though.
You do indeed.
Yep.
And so it shows some of that classical training, I'd like to think.
Well, again, it started as a show tune
Yep.
where you're going to get more of that, but
But like some people have it, some people don't. Some people do and can turn it off and on.
yeah.
Nice to know she's part of the C team.
Yeah.
Love this song. Love the way the album
At
ends.
7 minutes is
Yeah, but I mean,
it's a quick 7 minutes.
I'll say it. I mean, her next highest ranking song number 2, is just 4 seconds shy of it, and feels a lot longer.
Yeah. Well, because it's in Spanish, so you don't know what she's saying.
Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish. That burrito was good, but filling.
I think those are the lyrics to that song.
Literally, it's the entire Baxter scene. Jack Black makes an appearance. It's
Yep.
fantastic. Look, there's a fantastic band arrangement. There's a great singing performance. Not much else I can say about this song besides it's a perfect wrap for the album.
I concur.
Would you hit it?
Absolutely. This one, I think I already said it tonight. I said it to you, said it on mic. I think this one also deserves to be listened to in a good system with vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This album is quintessential. Leave it on here. Pin it on the top 500 all day.
My only complaint is I actually feel it should be higher.
I was gonna say it's probably not in the right ranking for this this podcast. I'd put it in the late 300s
Yeah.
personally.
Yep.
I think would be a much more fair look for such a outstanding artist. That is only pending that she does not have a second album on the list.
Right.
So if we catch her, at 200, I won't feel so bad about this one.
Yeah.
But I will never regret having listened to this one. It's just really, really good.
Yeah. I was looking forward to listening to it, and I didn't realize how happy I was going to be.
That's kind of where I am too, is I ended up getting the better end of the shtick here, but I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Question for you, my friend.
I knew, and I was pulling it up as
Yeah,
you
you're
said it.
scrolling.
I have to,
Yeah.
because I always forget these great artists.
It's either your Grindr profile or you're looking at the question I'm going to ask you, which is, what's in your ears?
What's in my ears recently is this little project you've heard of called Boy Genius. Are you familiar?
I've heard of them.
Of the super group known as Boy Genius?
I'm aware of them, but I'm not intimate with their.
So there was this record service in New York City, in Brooklyn, that unfortunately has shuttered their doors. They were doing something very unique. And they, what they would do is you as an independent artist would get in touch with them and say, hey, I have a couple of songs. I want to record them and I want to do it on vinyl. And they set up a relationship where you would go to Brooklyn, jump into their studio, this awesome tiny studio, and you had a punch list. So you'd put out your announcement that you were going to do this project, I don't know, a month or two in advance. And you would promote it, and they'd lightly promote it, but mainly you would promote it. And your friends, family, peers, fan base could all buy a vinyl copy of one of the songs you were going to do. Now, generally what you do is you go, cool, I'm doing 2 songs. Yeah. One of the guys I know who went up there and did like 6. And I was like, you're an idiot. Like, don't do that. Like, that's way too much work. But I got to perform in one of these sessions, 2 of these sessions. But you, as the musicians, go in and they read off who it is. They go, cool, you sold 30 copies of these songs, 18 of song 1 and 12 of song 2. And you sit in the studio and she goes, cool. And they go, okay. So, first person who bought one was Dan Woodard. Okay. Hey, Dan, it's Carl. Thanks for buying a copy of my song. 1, 2, 3. Play the song, right?
Yep.
And it is cut live to vinyl, packaged and shipped to you. And that copy is one of one. It's not like I'm saying, hey, y'all, thanks for this. And they make 12 copies of it.
Right.
Great. Here you go. Do it again. This one is for Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Timmy, it's Carl. Thanks for buying this. This is the second recording ever I've made of the song. 1, 2, 3. And the recording is recording. Short of an absolute train crash, mistakes and all, they're getting a copy of your performance of that song. Very keepsakey.
That's cool.
I think it was like $30 to order one of these. And it was like, they kept 20, musician kept 10. Yeah, it was the vinyl itself. You paid, it was $10.
Yep.
And then whatever the album was sold for, you and the studio split. Studio was called Least of All. And it was in Brooklyn. It was kick-ass.
Very cool.
To make a long story short, the young lady who ran this joint was, and her name slips me, but was really hip to this band. And I know this because we played a show with her a few months later in Brooklyn, and she covered this Boy Genius song called Not Strong Enough. And Boy Genius has like Phoebe Bridgers is in it and Julian Baker's in it. And I just remember her doing this fantastic rendition. And so the other day it popped up on one of my streaming algo feeds. I immediately saved it and then started listening through the content.
Nice.
Just good sing-songy, like good harmonies, thoughtful, ambient soundscape, acoustic-driven music that I can't really think of anybody else who's doing it. Now, mind you, this album's probably 5 years old. I'm talking about. It still feels fresh as anything.
Yeah. That sounds cool. I'll have to check it out.
Anyways, rest in peace, Least of All Studios. You guys were kick-ass. How about you?
So I've been listening to this fairly short-lived band called Black Midi, M-I-D-I.
Heard of them.
You definitely heard their songs because I played them, I DJ'd them at your...
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So they're an experimental English rock band. I say short-lived. They basically between like 2017 and 2021, I think, came out with a handful of albums. And I just was pulling it up because I knew I listened to them a lot. In this past week, I listened to 56 songs by them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of music to put out in 4 years.
Yeah. So most likely, if I had to pick an album, so if I wanted to quantify like who they are, who they sound like, the closest thing I would put them to is Mr. Bungle. I don't know if you know that.
Very familiar.
Yep. So I actually think they're a little bit more interesting. I love Mr. Bungle. I think they're a little bit more interesting.
Mike Patton comes and kills us now.
I'll listen to Mr. Bungle all day long. So Mr. Bungle, Mike Patton, Faith No More fame. But definitely very interesting. There's some spoken word stuff, very virtuosic playing, and a very interesting thing to listen to. If you wanted to pick out a song, I would say the song Hellfire would be a good one to check out. You're not going to relax to this music. It's in your face. It's
I think
intense.
that's a nice forewarning, by the way, to put out there.
Yeah. But if you want to
get experimental,
Cornolio or whatever, then this is the band for you. Yeah.
Mike Patton, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is doing a project with the Avett Brothers right now.
I think that's true.
Yeah. I heard it on WTMD. It's kind of an interesting pairing.
Yeah.
I remember the song being pretty good, too, that I heard.
Yeah.
Well, what a joy. I mean, 2 thumbs up. Roberta Flack's just so awesome. And this is one of the ones now when crate digging proper on the on the vinyl realm, I will be seeking this album specifically.
Yeah.
What's next week?
Next week, we have this little-known artist. We're going to be doing the album Ram by Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney.
You seen the album cover on this thing?
I have.
It's just him like holding a ram's head or petting him or something.
Is that a petting zoo?
Is this like Pet Sounds 3? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so if you know who Paul McCartney is, he was in this little band called Wings.
Yeah, and before that, this little band called Green Day.
That's right.
The Beatles tribute band.
Correct. No, that's the Ruddles.
The Ruddles. Baby, I can't come out tonight. I got a case of the Ruddles. It was a rough Sunday after all that chili. Ruddled all the way home. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I know nothing about this album coming in. Is this pre or post Wings?
This is 1971, so
Pre?
in the space. I can't remember exactly when Wings came out, but it's not far.
I didn't even know Linda was a thing.
Yeah, she's a photographer. Did you ever watch the 9 Hours Beatle Peter Jackson thing?
No, did you ever watch the 45-minute slowed down John Lennon video of him putting out a single drop of semen?
No.
Okay.
I'll put
Are
that.
you talking about the Beatles thing where it's the live taping of them on top of the building?
Well, that's how it finishes, but yes.
No, I already talked about the one that finishes.
Yeah.
I was talking about the building one.
The last live performance by the Beatles on the top of Apple Records is featured in the 9 Hour.
Got it. That's the piece.
Yeah. So
I have
Get Back.
2 to 5 good friends who play in my local area. Sorry, Josh and Dan, who would ridicule me for not having watched that yet.
Yeah. She at least watched the show concert. It's awesome. Anyway.
Well, it's been a ball, and we look forward to speaking with y'all next week.
That's right.
I'm Carl Carter Fansteel,
I'm Dan Woodard.
and we are very music'd out. We will talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
That was a show about the album First Take by Roberta Flack. Awesome singer, awesome bassist. This album slaps.
Backward Speeds Podcast is a 2-to-1 production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backward Speeds Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.